All right, there it goes. Give it 1 second and we should be good to go. Okay, Chris, floor's all yours.
All right, this is my first time at doing this, so please forgive any kind of goof ups or improprieties I make here. I'd like to call the City of West Tawakoni Planning and Zoning Board to order. Let's see if there's a quorum. Teresa, are you here?
Present.
Jared?
Yes, sir.
Me here. Tommy?
Here.
All right. So was there any citizens input? I don't see any other people on the Zoom. Leanne, was there any written citizen input?
Actually, let me go check that right fast. I forgot to check that. Let me go check right fast. I'm pretty sure Annette probably would have told me, so my guess is probably not, but I'm just going to double check right quick. No, there is not.
All right. Thank you, Leanne.
Yes, sir.
Do any of you citizens present at this meeting have anything with citizens input? I'll take that as a no. I want to try and make this meeting short and sweet if possible. In old business, there was none. In new business, we have 2 items. I'd like to entertain a motion to discuss item B first because it's relative to item A. Can I get a motion to do item 4B first?
I make a motion we do item 4B before we do 4A.
All right.
I'll second.
Thank you, Jared. Motion passes. So let's talk about B. 4B, discussion and or take possible action on modifying zoning ordinances regarding construction of metal buildings with discussion of section 3000.002 of the legislature of the state of Texas regarding a governmental entity's limitations on prohibiting or limiting either directly or indirectly the use of installations of building materials. Consider and or possible action on Chapter 12, Article 18, Section M, that's pages 18, page 18, item 7, all right?
The only thing you didn't do, Chris, was get everybody's vote on your motion.
Uh-oh.
Just
agree to doing that?
yes, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm sure it's
Jared,
Yay.
Tommy,
Yay.
Teresa,
Yay.
okay.
I vote passes unanimously. All right,
Thank you. Now we're good.
back to item B. All right, so let's talk about the new law in Texas for a moment, if we can. I've sent out some information on your email on an act, House Bill number 2439 from the Texas legislature, which basically, I'm not going to read it all. It's like 4 pages of political stuff. Basically, it says cities cannot control what people build their homes out of. And as I've read this, it's clear to me from reading it that we should either add on to our zoning ordinance the building materials that can be used via the Texas Building Code, or just eliminate that part of the zoning completely. So what I have here is, and I sent that to you, under the Texas Building Code, these articles right here, I'll read them off, are acceptable in all buildings in Texas. Masonry, insulation finish systems, exterior walls, wall covering, a wall envelope, fenestration, whatever that is, fiber cement siding like hardy board, decorative laminate, metal composite materials, which would be R panel, steel siding, polypropylene siding, porcelain tile, veneer, vinyl siding, or any water resistant barrier that would be like stucco or gunite or some of the other stucco like materials that are put on buildings. So any discussion on our zoning, what materials can be and cannot be used.
It applies to commercial buildings too, though, right?
Correct. As well as residential.
Fenestration is the arrangement of windows.
All right, so this particular code was, it's a law now. House Bill 2439, I believe. And then under the Texas building codes, it's under chapter 14, item 14-02, which is where I get this list from of all the things that can be used. So I'm talking about this because we've had a number of people in the city wishing to build metal buildings. And we've given the variance to the one in Indian Oaks, another one down at the end of Maze Lane in
Tawakoni Grove.
Tawakoni Grove. This particular one on item A is down in the Cherokee. I think that's the name of it. Is it Cherokee? Anyway, the address is on there. They're wanting another metal building. And then also the golf course. There's a number of these metal buildings that are coming up. And do we need, in you guys' opinion, a variance on metal when the new state law says people can build with what they want? Should we eliminate or just make a list of all the approved building materials in the Texas building code? Ideas.
Sounds like the ordinance has to be, any city ordinances will have to be redrafted to comply with the code. Really curtails our ability to control what kind, the look of our city. We're going to end up looking like cash before long.
Well, from what I've read on the analysis of this from the Municipal League of Texas, the only way, even like homeowners associations can't do this, the only exemptions from this particular law are historic districts. So if you have some historic monument or certain parts of certain towns have a historic district, that allows them to enforce it. Other than that, the only other enforcement that I saw had to do with lighting and the laws that, I forget what they call it, to darken the city if there's too much light.
Right.
That. So in this case, in the cases here in our town and in all the other cities, I see no other option but to follow the new House resolution that was signed by the governor that says people can use what they want to build with.
Yeah, we don't really have much of a choice.
That's what it sounds like to me, that we don't have a choice.
It's unfortunate.
In many ways, and a lot of people feel that way, but
We'll have to redo the ordinances and have them publicized to the, because we've already done this and approved it and all that kind of stuff.
right.
Right.
I agree. So
Need to do that variance request.
or else they're gonna be stuck.
So in the meantime, would it not be better to go ahead and do this variance for these people? You
I
know,
agree.
Variance can't actually go through on this one because it hasn't been publicized and stuff yet. We're gonna have to do all of that. So we need to discuss that further.
Right, we'll discuss that on item A, all right? I'd like to see a motion that the council change the ordinance,
Recommend,
recommend.
right?
I'd like the council to recommend that they change the ordinance. And wasn't that, you gave me that particular part of the ordinance the other day, Leanne,
Yes, sir.
which was on page 12:7. I think the dog just, hey, it's an excuse. The dog just ate my homework. Where is that teeny girl? All right,
It was on page 18-7.
right.
That's where we talk about the building materials being allowed.
So I would say change those. I'd like to see a motion to have the council consider changing that zoning ordinance on page, what, Leanne?
18.7.
Correct, 18-7.
7, to include all the approved siding options as designated by the state of Texas Building Code. Can we ask them to consider that?
You want me to make a motion?
That would be good. Thank you.
I like to make a motion that we suggest to the council to modify chapter 12, article 18, section M, page 18.7, of the materials to be used on the exterior of buildings, residential and commercial, to comply with the new state law.
I second that motion.
All right. All in favor, say aye. Teresa,
Aye.
Jared,
Aye.
Tommy,
Aye.
I also vote aye. That's unanimous. Any other discussion on item B?
No.
All right. Let's move on to item A. Item A, new business. Under number 4, new business, item A, discussion and or take possible action on request for zoning variance for placement of a metal building at 1429 Marina Drive by Daryl and Andrea Quigley, if a variance is needed. Discussion.
No, it doesn't seem to be. Have any neighbors made any comments about the building, the proposed building?
No, it hasn't been published in the paper yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is an arrowhead.
Correct.
Okay. I mean, it's pretty
So,
hard to turn it down.
so why is it coming to us if it hasn't already been publicized?
I think the reason is just strictly because they provided this information showing that we can't discriminate against it being a metal building like that. So it was more like a discussion piece than anything because.
They don't think they need a variance.
Correct. So that's the reason why it's on here like this rather than. So that's the reason why it's on here.
That
Is
would be a,
Is this metal building okay with the HOA in Arrowhead?
Yes, ma'am.
well, it looks like we can hardly complain about it, given the new state law.
I agree. Teresa.
I would fear if we don't allow them to build it, that there could be legal action against the city based on the new House resolution on the state saying that people can use what they want to build.
Yeah.
They brought that to our attention
But can we go against what our ordinances say? Can we change, I mean, just as a committee, can we change this? Since it was adopted by the council and everything else? And I don't have a problem with the metal building. I just don't know if we can do it right now because of it needing to go to the council.
Do we have a date of when that exactly went into effect? It was April 2019. Is that what I saw?
Was it April 2019, Chris? Do you remember?
And when did we put it into effect and approve it through the council?
We have not, are you talking about our zoning ordinance at this time? Or are you
No,
talking?
the previously when it was approved. Is there any dates on that by chance? Not that I don't know that it's going
Sure
to
there
matter.
is, but I don't have that information right here. Hey, Don, do you remember when you approved those new zoning ordinances?
Yes, in 2016.
In 2016, previous council member Milburn says it was passed by the council.
That sound right?
But we can't really take action on this item, right? We can merely suggest that the council approve it. I mean, they're not gonna have much of a choice anyway.
Right. That's pretty much all we can do is just recommend to the council.
On what?
I have a suggestion then.
What's that?
If we can, we passed the idea of giving them the information and letting them consider changing our zoning based on the new state law. If I have this on council's agenda by tomorrow, it can be presented at next week's council meeting.
No, it's gonna have to be published in the paper.
Chris, it has to be published in the paper, and I don't know if Annette can get it in the paper that fast. Because it'll take 2 readings to change it.
When's the city council meeting? The next Tuesday?
Correct.
Yeah. There's no way she'd be able to get that published before meeting.
Not, and this is Thursday because it's got to go in the paper and all that crap. So,
And we could provide the materials for the city council to review for the following session, but that'd be about it. You know,
Well,
pending publication.
my concern is, the Quigleys want to move on this.
Right, we can't hold them up.
They presented the plans.
but we can't go against our ordinances without the council's approval. And it's got to have 2 readings and be publicized in the paper. That's just what it's always had to be. I don't see how to go around that.
What if can we just ask the city to grant the variance?
Did they pay a variance?
Did they pay a variance fee?
No.
Yes.
But
No, they have not.
$300.
they have submitted all the information. If they pay the fee and the law says we can do what we want, and then they give the city the variance fee, then we're gonna have to give it back probably. I would say waive the fee.
I agree.
But a variance means that the neighbors within 200 feet of where they're building at has to be notified and get their opinion as to if they're okay with that. And so if that wasn't done, I don't see how it can be approved right now.
Well, my thoughts are that it's an illegal ordinance at this point.
Oh.
And since it's already an illegal ordinance, it wouldn't need publication. Because we're already doing something that we're not supposed to do, so it has to be changed. It doesn't matter if someone says, I don't like that idea. The governor signed it, so that's what it is. It overrides any kind of city ordinance or zoning restriction that we have.
So you want to just throw the ordinance book and all the procedures that we're supposed to do out the window? And just go by with whatever the state and the governor says?
When it concerns what the building material is, that's what that House resolution was. It dealt with.
Pretty much leaves the only real control we have as a commission anymore is location of certain things.
Right. Like, is it single family or commercial or agricultural? I agree.
Right.
Or square foot?
Right, square footage, overall usage. Yeah. I mean, the only thing that I can see we can do with this particular item is to suggest to the council that here are the materials for you to review. Obviously, they can't be published, so they can't make any decision on it, but they can review the materials. And we have no legal standing to fight, not the variance, but fight the construction at this point.
Right, but
And so they can go ahead and construct.
I would think they could go ahead and construct then, because.
Yeah, according to the law, they can move forward, it sounds like.
Exactly. As long as,
Although we can't grant them the ability to carry on with construction anyway, because any decision we make has to be submitted to the city council for their approval. So,
well, yeah, I'm just looking away, since it's already the law and what we have on the books is unlawful,
yeah,
then I don't see the need to publish it, to have it published for however long it is ahead of time, because the obvious answer's got to be, you need to follow the House resolution and what the governor signed. So,
and the only possible problem I could see would be if the neighbors had a problem with it. But
That
no
was
one's
my
spoken-
question.
but no one's really spoken up about that.
no,
Because they don't know about it, right?
Correct. It has not been publicized
But
besides today
the
at this meeting.
You
if,
make a suggestion to the homeowner that they, talk to their friends. I mean, not in an official capacity by any means, but, make sure they run it past their neighbors.
right. But again, the law says I can put up what I want. And the neighbor, you could just say, too bad to the neighbor.
Well, the nature of the materials certainly, but again, the
The structure.
location of the structure is the real question.
I've been to the site. It's staked out and flagged out. I talked, the Quigley's weren't there, but I talked to the contractor.
Mhm.
Said it's been designed. They've submitted design and to Leanne. And Leanne, I believe, have they gotten a building permit yet for it?
No, I've been waiting for this basically to determine what to do. Because they provided the legislature and then I didn't know where to go from there. So that's the reason why it's on the agenda for discussion.
Well, I feel like the city should give them their building permit and let them move forward. Ideas from the rest of you?
The city certainly should do that, but they can't get it published before the next meeting now. So it can't even be put on the agenda. That's a problem. It's going to hold up the Quigleys.
Yeah, but he's saying that they don't have to go before the council and get it approved.
Correct.
Because
I
the
get you.
governor says this is law, so he's saying, so
Just go ahead and move
my understanding
forward.
Chris is saying is just let them do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, to publish.
I mean, the council can listen to it and decide. The governor already decided.
And
It's not,
published.
it's not up to Tawakoni City Council. It's already been published and they've run it, they spent weeks on it down there in Austin and the governor has signed it and that's the way it is.
how quickly can a permit be gotten?
I mean, I've got everything from them already, so if I could fill it out tomorrow, I would. So, but it's like I said, this is the conundrum I'm in.
We don't have any legal footing to fight them on it, so I say just let them have their permit.
Yeah. And, I was also thinking people before said, well, I had to pay for a variance,
Yeah,
but
depending on when this law went into effect, could other people come back to us and say, complain about this stuff?
right. So they may come back and ask for their money back, but all those ones previously, before the law was signed, would still have to pay for the variance fee. But
I mean, we recently turned down the variance for a mobile home because of the age of the mobile home. I wonder if that can be considered under the same law. I mean, it's not real specific as to age of materials. But,
Well, that was also zoning too, Jared.
oh, it was?
Yes, that one was, you're right.
Okay.
It was an SF1, but it was not zoned.
Oh, that's right, SF.
Right. It was
manufactured.
not zoned SF4.
Okay, I remember that now.
Mhm.
Well,
So basically what y'all are saying is give them their permit, let them do it. We can't say anything about it. People want to come in, build a barn dominiums or whatever they want to do. As long as it's in the correct zoning area, they can do what they want to. Right?
that's all.
As far as,
I think
go ahead.
that we go with this one and say yes, but then we move it to the council to talk about it so that we can fix this. I don't think we just say, just do what you want, but we do need to bring it up and have a conversation and figure out, that we stay within the law.
I
yeah.
agree. I think that the council may not be aware of this new law concerning, what's the title of it again? House Bill 2439, which was signed May 19th of 2019.
Wow. If we had anybody that was turned down for a variance because of building materials in the past, they could probably come back if they find out about this.
I want to say the only thing that's been turned down has been manufactured homes. I don't remember us turning down any barn dominiums, any metal buildings or anything like that that's come to us.
Right.
I agree.
Yes.
Hopefully, I mean, there's a way we can at least enforce the quality of the construction.
Right.
I would hope that the permit would cover.
I was thinking about that. We could make our own list that goes along with the state, but like, for instance, siding, like this R panel that they're building, this steel siding, maybe it should be, we need to add in there new R panel of consistent color.
Right.
Because you could go buy used R panel and like get a red and a blue and a green and stick it on there, but we may not even be able to. If they want to do that, maybe they can. But suggestions, like from what I've read from our zoning ordinance, it's a limited list. It doesn't list stucco. It doesn't list vinyl siding. It doesn't list aluminum siding. There's a number of materials that aren't on our list. It's got brick, stone, wood.
And
I
fiber
think that's
cement
it.
siding. There's only like 3 or 4 on there.
Right. So like hardy board, but I think there's other materials there that we could add to our list and make it clearer, and then also make sure that it's consistent and it's not some kind of rusty barn roof or something. You know? New materials of consistent color.
The way the state law is written, I mean, they could use yarn on the outside of the building. I mean, there's no limitations to the type of materials. It's kind of concerning. I don't know.
Yes.
Not that we can do anything about it.
But
So where do
you
we-
know, as a suggestion to the citizens, perhaps,
Yeah.
I'm kind of at a loss. I don't want to see some kind of litigation with the Quigleys. And I'd like to avoid the hassles of all these variances, to grant these variances for metal buildings. So I just say, the law is the law. House Bill 2439 is the law signed by the governor, and we need to do what he has told us to do.
Pending issuance of the permit, I mean, they can move forward. I mean, nobody can say anything about it.
Well, here's my suggestion. I'd like to entertain a motion to issue the Quigleys a building permit based on the law of House Bill 2439.
I'll make a motion that we go ahead and issue or suggest to the city to issue the permit per House Bill 2039, is that right?
2439.
2439, sorry. Thank you.
Is there a second?
I'll second
Teresa,
Teresa.
All right. All in favor, say aye. Teresa,
Aye.
Jared,
Aye.
Tommy,
I don't see any other way. Aye.
aye for me. So let that be. What do we do now?
I'll send it. I'll make sure Annette knows about it.
All right.
And present it to the council next week.
Right.
Okay.
Hopefully we can, I'll let her know about it and she can put it on the agenda.
Yeah, it should be as I guess, an announcement to the council. Anything you want to talk about coming up, any of you guys? Oh, excuse me, that would be item 5, future discussion items. Anything new we need to be thinking about?
Not that I can think of.
Not that I can think of, no.
No, Teresa.
Nora, at this time, we got our hands full. Motion to adjourn then, everybody.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I second that.
Oh, we got 2 seconds. That was Tommy and Teresa.
Well, you know.
All right, I say aye. Tommy,
Aye.
Jared,
Aye.
Teresa.
Aye.
All right, you guys.
Hey, it's 6:38.
All right.
Everybody be safe and thanks for your time.